As you can see, I've been eating a lot of seeds just to get rid of inventory space. Okay, so if this were a multiplayer world, I would want to be here on the grassland, flat. I want people to have access to my house, right? I want people to be able to easily get to my house and sell me things. That's what I would want. So if spawn was here, right, towns and people are going to start claiming all around here, I want them to be able to get to me easily. That's important because they sell me things and they buy things that I buy. That's if we're doing multiplayer. Since we're in single player, it's not that important. So what I'm going to do though is, I think I'm just going to choose a place where I can dig in right away. It's going to be tough to do. That sandstone's looking very pretty. We have some of that ocean or river. Let's see where the fish are. So I want to find salmon population. Now that tells me this is good. It's more work though. I want to be closer to the trees. That is a great place to put some traps. What about trout? Not so much. And I have all the sandstone I'm going to need to convert to stone. But where are my closest trees? They're too far away in this spot. So let's keep going. I need to be near sandstone. Sandstone's so important. I need to be able to move a wood cart around. A small wood cart's going to be our first cart. I think this little spot here, let's look at it on the map. This little spot gives me access to the grasslands. Gives me access to trees right here. And it's flat. It's going to be easy for me to make a couple of dirt ramps, get all this exposed sandstone, get all these logs right here, and this is going to be the starter spot. Now, when you're in a multiplayer world, you have to, I got to put these rocks down. So one thing that really annoys me is if you're carrying anything, you can't use your land claim stake. No matter what you do, you can't use it. Can't do it. So I have to put these rocks down. And when you place rocks down, you should try and place them that way. Because this is just placing them just like if they were still a solid block. And that actually doesn't cause any lag at all. What causes lags in multiplayer worlds when you got a lot of people mining is rubble. And rubble looks like this. Just when you drop it down like that. That's called rubble. And there's a skill in mining that's like an area AoE pickup. You can pick up like 20 stone at once. 20 pieces of rubble at once when they're not stacked like this. But this is going to be a first claim. We're going to take it. Now the cool thing is in multiplayer worlds, you need to make sure that you are really smart about where you claim things. In a single player world, I really don't have to worry about it. I'm not even sure why I'm claiming, but I'm trying to make this as multiplayer and single player friendly as possible. So I'm just going to make my initial use of claims right away into a small little star. I like to do that because I can use stock. A stockpile takes up an entire claim, right? A 5x5, which is one claim grid. So then I have my center. And I have my stockpiles. Now, and I can dig in to this little place here. Or actually, I can dig in down there to make my first little hole to live in. Dirt is a pain in the butt to mine, so you don't want to waste too much time making that. But, alright, I think we have our campsite set up. Let's place this guy down. He should be in the middle. Yep. Good. Now the first thing we want to go ahead and craft is our workbench. It takes 10 logs. Second thing we want to craft is our campfire. It takes 12 stone, 3 logs. We have a little stockpile that we received when you first plant your campsite. Let's pick up our stone, drop it in. When you put things into a container that is linked to a craft, it is automatically going to be consumed. Okay? So it's automatically going to be consumed. So we need 10 logs to get started. Let's put the rest of the stone in there. Once we convert this sandstone into stone with our workbench, we will be able to use that stone. Let's chop down this palm tree. It doesn't take a lot of swings, doesn't take a lot of calories, and gives us a decent amount of logs. Once we convert that sandstone to stone, we'll be able to make our campfire. Now this is what you see a lot in multiplayer worlds. People do not pick up their wood pulp. People do not chop down their stumps. And the reason why is, look how many swings, how many calories that stump took to knock down. So people don't do that. And even though that's selfish, oh look, I gotta go get that. The palm tree's dancing. What are you doing, dude? The palm tree was dancing. So even though that's selfish, because stumps stop the natural regrowth of trees, so every time that's enough logs to craft that workbench. Workbench project started, and then 1 log automatically to campfire project. And the reason why I did that is there is some logistics in crafting here. So when I queue something, if I say order this, order that, it's always going to take priority the first item. So if I move this campfire, now it's starting to craft. But I can move it back to the workbench, starting to craft. And I've linked the storage of my campsite, which I can, you know what, that's a good idea. Let's get rid of all this stuff in our inventory now. We don't need it right now in our inventory. I think we have plenty. Let's get rid of these seeds. Oh wow, we got 50 clams. That was a good deal. And I'm going to keep these seeds on me. The heart of palm. You know what? Let's eat some of these. Get rid of them. I'm already out of space. Here's our first workbench, though. You can actually eat seeds. Just so you know, it costs 0 calories. It's just to get rid of them. You can do that. Let's keep this wood pulp on us. Let's get rid of the. Oh man, we don't have any space left, huh? Nah, we'll just keep these 3 huckleberry in our inventory. Actually, I think it's better if we did the tomatoes to eat. It's a good idea. And then what gave us a higher amount? Rice. Actually, let's keep rice for this rice sludge recipe. It's a good one to use. We need corn. 4. Let's right here the recipes. Just so you know, you can always look to see what it's used in and what recipes. The Millen skill book. And every skill book in a research table requires a room of 25 meters free and a tier of 0.5, meaning that it can be dirt and hewn log, or dirt or mortared stone. But we need it for that Millen skill book, and each skill book that you learn lets you create a limited amount of scrolls, and then each scroll that you use gives you 5 more claim papers, and that's really important. In multiplayer, more claim papers you have, the more land you can own and be protected, right? Because if it ain't claimed in multiplayer, it's maimed. Just remember that. Never build something on unclaimed land. You can build a whole house, and if it's not in your land, if it's not claimed by you, it doesn't give you any benefits. You're not earning any benefits. So remember that. If it ain't claimed, it's maimed. Learn that the hard way. So we have our first workbench. Let's make some stone. We need to process sandstone. We have 20. And right now, sandstone is not important for us. We can use sandstone eventually to make sand. Yeah, but that's not important for us. Now, some people really get annoyed by all these in the chat. Like all these messages in the chat. You can just go ahead and delete crafting and you'll never see it. You can delete logins, property, welcome. There's a whole bunch of different chats that will come up eventually, like taxes, government messages. You can get rid of all of them. But let's go. We need more logs. We want to make a small wood cart. Oh my god, I'm just getting destroyed. We want to make a small wood cart. We want to make a stockpile. This is the early game. It's already nighttime though. I've spent so much time looking for that huckleberry. I've spent so much time trying to find the place where I want to move to. And you know what? Take your time. There's no reason to rush. You're here to learn how to play a game, have fun, not feel like you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. Just because there's going to be players who already have their houses built, who have housing SP. Like, there's so much stuff. Oh, how many hits was that for this Saba? It wasn't that many. And the amount of logs we're going to get, it's going to be like, I think it's like at least 80 from that. That's a fully grown Saba. You could tell by those thorns and the width of the tree. Man, this is taking forever. This stump. This is why people don't chop stumps, dude. But you know what? Every stump you chop, another tree regrows naturally within an area of where this stump was just chopped. So another tree, a baby sapling, will appear. As long as there's somewhere for it to appear, because the jungle is crowded. Now, when you're chopping a tree, some tips here. Sometimes you get lucky. You get that RNG where you hit the tree, and then you can hit it again, and that'll split again. And that means you get more logs from this one block, because this block is going to give us 5 logs. And you can see, if you keep over-hitting it, oh, there it is. There's a split. So now we're at 15 logs. That's 3. And this is another 3. What I like to do is drop that tree down, pick this up. Now I'm at full 20. Because that was a 3 and 3 split. You got 6 from that block that should have been 5. Let's drop it into our stockpile. Our workbench is done. Let's get, now, if I remember right, the small wood cart. Oh, is it at the carpentry table? Yep. Yep, it is. But let's get a regular stockpile going. We can do 1 stockpile. Let's get a scythe, because I want to start clearing out that brush. We need 10 stone, just 3 logs, so we can make a scythe, no problem. And let's get a storage chest going. Here we go. Let's go back to getting this tree. We're going to have to get some more sandstone to convert to stone. In a second. I want this wood pulp. And I'll go into why I want that wood pulp. You can use the wood pulp to learn. You can actually use the wood pulp without having the mortaring skill. Because, if you're in multiplayer world, you're only going to get 1 star to start. I recommend going carpentry. But let's say you decide to go for the harder start, which is mortared. Because you have a friend playing with you and they went carpenter. And the reason you want carpenter, just so you know, is because they make furniture, they make more efficient hewn logs, convert logs to hewn logs. They make the furniture that you want to have in your house to get the more SP. The more SP you have, the faster your multiplier will be for your next skill, your next star. So let's drop those logs in. Let's go back over here. We're not done with that Saba yet, right? That's already, what was that, 40 logs out of that Saba? Look at these wolves. They better not attack. They won't attack, don't worry about it. Now, you want to collect 20 stone. That's just 5 squares you want to chop up. Sometimes you have to deal with the yellow block, right? The one that didn't get split on your first hit. And there's actually, in the mining, oh, I missed 2. Oh wait, where'd these guys come from? Let's take those back with us. So there's a skill in mining called Lucky Break or AoE Pickup. That's in level 6 mining. I personally like AoE Pickup. I'll deal with the large chunk, but some people don't. Some people prefer the Lucky Break. If you have 2 people mining, let me tell you something. We have 2 people mining. One should take Lucky Break. One should take AoE Pickup. It is absurd. One person just keeps pounding away at the wall. The other person keeps picking up and dropping off in the stockpile. It's ridiculous how fast you can make stuff. Make an entire huge cave, huge mine shaft that way. Now we needed stone, so we gotta go up here, process sandstone. Let's get another 20 stone done. Because again, we're not using sandstone for anytime soon. We'll need it for sand eventually. And like I said before, the wood pulp, you can use it inefficiently without mortared stone to make pitch. And pitch, you can make your own mortared stone. None of the fancy mortared stone, though. The fancy mortared stone being the limestone mortared, which is, I think, the prettiest one in the game. Oh wait, I already have a stockpile. What am I doing? I want to put this stockpile down right here, right? I think this is Make sure we get it within the... So, when you're limited on land claim papers, here's something you should know. As long as a stockpile is 3 parts in the claim, and I'll show you what I mean. If you go up to it right now, it should say your name, stockpile, owned by. And if you look at the claims, you see how this stockpile is actually off by 1? I could make this stockpile off by another block in this grid, and it will still be owned by me. And why you may want to do that is because, honestly, you just don't have a lot of claim papers. If you're a farmer, you need to go immediately as soon as you start a game and go find all the areas like, hey, you know what? I need to go plant beets right away. I need beets. Let me see the yield. Let me go take 2 claim papers, 2 claims at this beet farm. Then I need a tomato farm. Then I need a this farm. You're going to have limited claim papers. So you want to make sure that you're maximizing your space. You can have this stockpile 2 blocks off your claim. It'll still say it's owned by you. And now this gives you 2 blocks of space here to maybe put in a couple of storage chests, some crafting items. That's what you want to do. Okay. So our storage chest is finished. Our scythe is here, ready to rock. Let's go pick up our storage chest. And something else you should know about logistics of workbenches or any station you're using. Wherever the first item that is linked for storage purposes, that's where it's going to go. Okay, let's take this campfire out. Let's move our logs out of this tiny stockpile. Now, I like to take this tiny stockpile with me as a storage elevator, and I'll explain how to do that. But right now, let's take this scythe out. We want it. Let's get rid of these seeds. Can stay in our inventory up there. We want to place the campfire. We want to place that storage chest. I want this storage chest ready to take some more inventory from me. It's an important item. You know what? I don't know why I put that workbench over here. Let's pick it up. Now, I want this storage chest right next to my stockpile. I want my workbench. Next thing we need is a repair tool or repair station. I want my workbench right here. And I want my campfire right here. This is where I need everything. Now we have our basic setup, right? We have a stockpile, we have a workbench, we have a storage chest, and we have our campfire. We need to start immediately cooking. Now the thing that sucks is early game, you have no fuel source. We haven't found coal yet. We need something to fuel. We can't make boards efficiently yet. Logs give you the best fuel at 4,000 joules for now. Eventually you can make 4 arrows out of 1 log, and each arrow is 500 joules. But that means that you're losing 2,000 joules, right? No, 5 times 4 is only 2,000 compared to the 4,000 that 1 log will give you. So logs are the most efficient fuel. Back in the day, arrows were, not anymore. So we have that set up. Now we want to cook on our campfire. What do we have that we can cook right away? We have the beets. Now, do we need the beets for anything? Not anytime soon. So right now, let's get that charred beet going. Let's cook up 14. Actually, you know what? Let's cook up 5 beets. Let's do a little mix and match. We need to save our corn. I didn't get any papayas or pineapples yet. Do we need any tomatoes for any skill books? We're not going to be using them anytime soon. Let's go char tomatoes. And then let's make some rice sludge. Now, rice doesn't have any seeds. Rice is the seed. Rice, beans, and camas bulbs all do not have seeds. They are the seed themselves. So make sure you don't cook everything if you're going farming. You need to save some. Oh, just killed a palm tree sapling here. So we're at what, 60 logs already from this Saba, if I recall. Man, that took a beating. Now look at that. We're too hungry to work. Our calories all the way down. We have 0 calories. We can't work anymore. Let's take those 3. let's see if this campfire, first of all, is linked to the storage chest. Perfect, that's where we want it. And how long until our first charred beet? You know what? It's worth waiting for that first charred beet, because a 1 charred beet gives you 470 calories compared to a beet. It gives you 200 and change. So, might as well save that. I decided off camera to find that huckleberry. As you can see over there, we went pretty far. I found a second spot of huckleberry down here, ran all the way down, took a long time, found huckleberry, and got the seeds I needed for the skill scroll I wanted to research in the future. And we got a whole bunch of good stuff. Oh, I forgot, if you stand on the storage chest, it opens up and it pushes you off. So we have a ton of good stuff going on. As you can see, my scythe is broken. It takes just 5 stone to repair. If you don't know, if you don't pay attention, you can lose your calories very, very quickly. As you can see, I've been eating a lot of seeds just to get rid of inventory space. Right, when you do an action, you use 10 calories to start. This is before you're leveling up your survival skill or you're leveling up your reduction. Like in this case, if you took gathering, you would get an iron scythe when you first got it, and then it would decrease your calorie consumption by 14% on your scythe, right? Any scythe. It actually gets better the higher quality tool you have. And then you would also be able to harvest a higher percentage. You would harvest 40% more of all these items once you had the gathering skill. Gathering is really cool if you want to be a farmer. So at this point, though, we got a bunch of the fireweed that I wanted to make boiled shoots. We got some of the beets and tomatoes and rice sludge I wanted. But right now, my balance is really off to fat. High on carbs. I need more vitamins, more fat, more protein at the moment. So the rice sludge is a very high carbs. I really don't want to eat that. Tomato will give me an 8-to-4 ratio with a little protein, and the beet is a 3-to-7 for the vitamins. So we want to eat some beets. Let's get the vitamins going a little bit. We got a little bit of fat from that as well. And then we probably just going to eat all the beets here. And you can see how my skill points are rising up to 114 already. Skills per day went up 5.24 just for eating and getting more green, more vitamins, more fat in my body. Now, the boiled shoot, though, the boiled shoot is so good because it gives you 9 vitamins for 510 calories for just 2 fireweed shoots, and you average 3. Cool, rice sludge project is complete, and you average 3 when you cook it. So we're gonna make a good amount here. Let's make 20. Let's get us going there. Now, I really need more fat and protein, and the best way to get fat protein is by hunting bison, hunting animals, cooking them up, charred campfire. And when you cook an animal straight on the campfire, you get tallow. And like I told you before, tallow is used in a lot of recipes, but I like it for my carved pumpkins, which gives me more skill points. For now, though, we don't have the ability to make a bow yet. A bow is made in the workbench, but it requires boards. For me to make a board, I need a carpentry table. So that's the goal today. For this new day in Eco, we want to get this carpentry up and running. So let's finish the tutorial. This is telling me to navigate to the Authorization tab. So if you want to authorize somebody on your property, you can do it 2 ways. You can go... Oh, I'm holding locks. You can go with your land claim stake, press E on the property. You can do it that way. Oh, trying to stake it. Don't stake it. And you can just add a user here, right? Tons of different options. In this case, he wants me to go to the Authorization tab, my campsite, to add a user so they can only access this specific item. So let's say I wanted my friend to access my storage chest, my food and stuff. Any Parks and Rec fans out there, my food and stuff storage chest where I'm putting all my foods, they can access that. Maybe I want them to just access a campsite or access a stockpile to drop off stuff. You can do that. Or just a workbench, right? You can go into the workbench, authorize someone, or let's say you had a workbench and you wanted to charge someone to use it. You can say, hey, you know what? I want to charge 1 fee per item or 1 fee per minute. And that's really cool. You have that option. Some of the workbenches, the more advanced ones, where it's harder to make and some people aren't going to make them, they may do that. They may want to just use it and pay the fee. You can always set up like a tool shop, right? People come and use it themselves. Now, the next part of this, it wants me to use materials to make a stockpile. Chop a tree until it falls over, chop the felled log into pieces, pick up the pieces with E, place 10 logs in the stockpile. Now, I've already done all this, but let's go ahead and go back to our lovely cyber tree. Ooh, nice. Got the split, got the 6 out of that. Got this another split on that one. And remember, if you pay attention to the calories in the bottom left hand corner, I'm chopping this piece of tree, right? And it's not costing calories because it's not doing anything. So that's cool. And this as well. It's green, means it's ready for pickup. Remember, if it's yellow, it is not. So how do you get rid of these pesky little taro? Taro, you can be picked up, I think, by a shovel, or I guess we can reap it for plant fibers instead of picking it up for the taro root and the taro vegetable. But I'm trying to get into this log. Okay, here we go. So it's yellow. You use the calories. The split, use calories. There we go, right? But we're full. We have 20. We should probably put down this little stockpile. Remember I said you can create a stockpile elevator or inventory elevator. So tiny stockpile is awesome. It's tiny. It fits pretty much anywhere. Like you can make it fit anywhere. Unlike a regular stockpile, which requires 5 wide, 5 high, tall rather, 5 wide. So a 5 by 5 by 5. Well, this tiny stockpile, I think it's like a 2 by 2 by 2. Fits right here perfectly. And then when I access it, look at that. You can see my stockpile from it. So you can use a lot of things. You can use a workbench. You can use a repair station. Like I told you, I carry a repair station with me all the time. So that's usually what I use if I don't have a stockpile with me. And here, I don't want to drop it into the tiny stockpile. I could just right click it right there. But what I want to do is open the stockpile and drag it over. Now let's say you had a ton of stock. Let's say you had a ton of logs in your tiny stockpile. How do we get them all the way over to my other stockpile? It used to my owned stockpile near my workbench. It used to be you have to drag one at a time. Nowadays, they've instituted or they've added this feature like we've all been asking for in Eco, the shift drag. I can just shift drag, hold shift, grab the item I want, and bring it over. Shift drag. Drag everything from one inventory to another. Oh man, so cool. Okay, so that's Saba. I mean, it gave us, well, we were like at 60 logs at that point. We got another 20, another 20. I mean, I think it's close to 100 logs for one fully grown Saba. We got a few of those hanging around here. We got a couple of birch right there as well. So that's cool. One item we definitely need now that our scythe is broken is we need a repair station. Repair station is one item I want to start crafting. I want to start crafting a research table as well, even though a research table requires a room with a tier of 0.5 to work at 25 meters free. That's why usually my first room that I like, because I want a carpentry table to work, is a 3x3. And then eventually I upgrade that room to a 5x5, or maybe just make 2 3x3s next to each other, just to get a research table up and running, because I want extra claims and I want to start using the skill books I create to create scrolls to set up a store. And a store is not that expensive. 10 stone, 10 logs. It does require almost a tier 1 room, right? 0.8. And another 25 meters of free space. But a store selling scrolls to give people claims is the best early game store to set up besides a store with furniture or hewn logs or mortared stone. I think scrolls are the best strategy to research, get you more claim papers, and start selling scrolls for logs or stone or iron or whatever it is that you need to move on to the next stage in your goals. Okay? So, still saying I need to chop a tree, huh? Okay. At this point, we want a repair station. We got the stone and the logs. We want a research table. Got a bunch of plant fibers just for that purpose. And to get a carpentry table working, let's go ahead and get that carpentry table cooking. That needs more logs, more stone. So to get a carpentry table, we're going to go get some stone right now. To get that carpentry table working, we need to make it a room out of hewn log or mortared stone. That is your tier 1. And you can just type in chat. You can say, hey, tier 1. And it hyperlinks you to what a tier 1 item is. Tier 1 is all of the mortared items and hewn logs. Tier 2 is brick, glass, lumber, or the copper and iron pipes, if in case you're making a room with a machine that requires piping. Now, something I could have done here is, I think I'm too far away to make an item elevator, right? Or an item transfer to take these all the way back. But you know what? Let's just break up a few. Let's get this going so I can just come back and pick them up. Grab that yellow spot. Grab that yellow one. And I mentioned this before, but if you didn't watch that, this is iron. Dark red bands within sandstone is how iron looks now. It's no longer spawns like it used to in the previous versions. It looks different as well. But let's go. So I want that sandstone to be processed into stone, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, I need to process probably about 100 stone. So let's just process that. Now, the problem though is that the research table is going to keep cooking. The carpentry table is going to cook, and then the stone is going to be made. I don't want that. I want the stone to be first because it takes 2 seconds per. And it's going to start feeding the stone directly into the craft. You can see it's going down one at a time into the research table, right? Because I guess the repair station's already done. There it is. And you can see that stone is just automatically going there. And that's because of the logistics I decided to give it. I said, hey, I want you, stone, to craft first. Feed it into the machines here. You could say, hey, I want it the other way around. I want the stone to be last and just to feed it when it's ran out. But as soon as I drop in and I need stone to repair my scythe, oh, you know what? I need regular stone to repair my scythe. That's right. So let's put this here. For now, I'm going to need more sandstone. I don't need the scythe right now, so it's okay if it's not repaired. Let's go ahead and just spam our E. Pick all this up. Perfect. Another 20. And remember, that's why we need this small wood cart, so we can carry more at once. But as soon as I feed it, added 20 stone. You can see the green bar getting full. And as the research table gets closer to finishing and requires 12 more stone, the stone will start to kick in. And that's good because I'm not rushing. I need more stone. It gives me time to go get the stone. So we're being efficient with our time. Great. And I see those beets laying there on the floor. Don't worry. I know you're saying, hey, these beets are ready to go. Let's grab them up. Who got them? We got them. Nope, not ready to harvest yet. Now I'm going to need some iron soon, but that's for the smelting skill scroll, because we're going to need to start smelting before we get into any of the more advanced crafting, right? You need iron ore for mechanics, but that's alright. We're going to get there. Right now, first day is really just about, let's get this first couple rooms set up. Let's get some furniture going. Let's get those research scrolls going. And if you're in a group of 3 to 4 players, which I think is the optimum amount of players, you need about 3 to 4 people playing together, and you go to really be efficient. So everyone, you know, you have a cook, you know, somebody who goes down the cooking line, the butchery line, you know, goes down that road. You have somebody who goes down, you know, kind of the miscellaneous helper, maybe who makes roads, basic road tools, you know, they go basic engineering. You know, a basic engineer will probably go mechanics eventually, because you need basic engineering. Well, I guess you don't need it, but you should have a basic engineer to help make some roads and wood carts. So important to make wood carts. Alright, we're full. Let's jump back. And we'll do this for a little bit. And we'll be back.